Hello and welcome. Today I'm in the tier 10 French cruiser, the Henri or Henri, something like that. Again, I'll go with the Henri. And I'm using these upgrades and commander skills. It's a match on the map Trap, and obviously it's a tier 8 to 10 match because that's what all tier 10 ships get into. And I decided to sail towards the A cap, and obviously with my speed boosts, etc. However, kinda overextended here. This is a mistake, you see. While I am capping the cap, there are slightly too many ships popping up for my like here. I mean, that's Montana, Minotaur, Amagi, Bismarck. Oh, and there's a North Carolina too. Oh, and there are torpedoes as well from the side. Oh boy. Well, I will swap the AP and try to hit the Minotaur and dodge as many of these torps as I can. And then try to run away, I suppose, because the only ships behind me are two Yugomos and Dmitry Donskoy. The Chapayev, Amagi, North Carolina are all really far away. Luckily, there is an island here that covers me. I could use my friendly Yugomo smoke here. Well, we're gonna get the cap zone though, but I could use my Yugomo smoke here. However, I don't think it's gonna be able to keep all these ships off of me. There are slightly too many of them. Not to mention that that Donskoy has radar as well, so I don't really want to go poke them too much. Because the enemy team only has something like 2 or 3 ships elsewhere, other than the A-cap, so I think it would be a very, very quick death if I stayed here. Which is why I'm just gonna try to run. I will try to escape. Although this Yugumo seems to not be having a good time, that Bismarck is pushing, so she will likely suffer for it. And after the Yugumo is gone, the Bismarck will likely come after me. I will try to torpedo the Bismarck. Oh, actually, Citadel to Donskoy. Yeah, the AP on the Henri is really, really good. I think only the Moskva has better AP in terms of tier 10 cruisers. So this thing can do a lot. Oh look, another Citadel. Let's hope for the best once more. However, this Bismarck is at 7 kilometers, but my torps look pretty good, so I'm having my fingers crossed here. Well, I had 2 of them, that's very good, good enough at least. I did cause a flooding, so she probably damage control partied that one. Yep, because my damage is not ticking up. However, she's showing a broadside, and the AP of this ship deals a lot of damage, which is why I like shooting AP, although, you know, you kinda need to not get over penetrations. Now, there's a Des Moines behind the Bismarck, which to me is a slightly scarier target, or a scarier thing, and she's also squishier, which means that I'm gonna switch targets to the Des Moines. But I'm taking a lot of damage here, like a lot of damage. However, I'm getting further and further away. Oh boy, torpedoes from the side as well, come on. Come on, I can survive this. Okay, come on, let's try to escape. Well, I don't think I will be able to take the Des Moines. I wish I had shot HE at Bismarck instead, actually, at this point. Maybe I would have got a fire, and that would have been very, very useful against Karya Zuikaku Kai. That's actually playing a German battleship for some reason. Well, anyways, I'll try again. Because I'm really far away, so AP at this range is not as effective anyway. The Henri has really, really good range. I really like this ship. Because she's fast, she has good AP. Her anti-air is okay, her torpedoes are okay. But she's fun to play because of her speed and her maneuverability. Like if you take both of the rudder shift upgrades like I have, you have something like 5.3 second turret traverse. Oh, sorry, rudder shift. Although I think one of the biggest things I wish were slightly different on her would be her turret traverse. I wish it were slightly faster. In that case, the turret traverse would be able to more likely keep up with your turning. However, I think she's good enough. So the A-cap still has, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemies. And we are still holding on to the A-cap because they have not apparently entered the A-cap. Now I'm gonna go back to the egg cap while shooting these DDs, although maybe I should actually go chase that Z52. You see, as a Henry, one of the coolest things is that if you have Hydro and Speed Boost, you can actually chase pretty much every destroyer down in the game, well, other than, you know, Habarovsk, of course, because you are so fast. And with Hydro, you can, you know, make sure you don't get torped, and your guns are really good at fighting destroyers too, especially since they have so much alpha, and I think that's the... okay. Too bad I didn't get the kill, but it's good enough that she actually just went down. Okay, the next target is the Bismarck. Again, the same ship we fought earlier. Let's try our best. There's a Shimakaza in the B cap, which is why I don't want to go into it. The other reason is the North Carolina that we can see between the A and B caps. I'm afraid that even if I do take out the Bismarck here, the North Carolina will kinda ruin my game. And well, there she is. I did get the fire on the Bismarck, so I'll switch target to the North Carolina. Maybe I'll get the fire on the North Carolina too. I expect that the Bismarck will want to damage on soon, but she hasn't so far, so there is no point in shooting the Bismarck again unless the North Carolina gets like out of range or becomes an unviable target. Which I suppose might be now. I mean, I got one fire on the Bismarck, one on the North Carolina. So both are taking away. I'm basically sailing further away since I don't want to lose too much of my health, and I will take shots at the Donskoy. Now, the only ships we have over here are me, our Dmitry Donskoy, and the Yugomo. They have the Minotaur, the Moine, and the Donskoy. Which is an issue, because they also have an Amagi. Well, I hope somebody else deals with the Bismarck in the B cap, because I definitely cannot do so. I'll try fighting those ships as much as I can. I still am sailing further away because of the Amagi there. If the Amagi went elsewhere, I think it wouldn't be as big of a deal, but those torps look really good on the Donskoy, so I think she's... yep, goodbye. Good job, Yuguma. Next target is going to be the Des Moines, or the Minotaur. It doesn't really matter, either or is fine. It's just important that we actually get something. Now, I don't understand what our Dmitry Donskoy is doing. I think she should be turning around and going in at this point already, because she was closer, and she is not actually at risk from being shot at by the Amagi because of her position, right? Because she was behind an island. Like, look, I am going closer right now because I don't expect them to be able to, or I don't expect them to shoot me because I'm so far away. However, it's still somewhat dangerous. I do try to hit the Minotaur so that it might decap, because we want to keep the A cap for as long as we can, right? Unfortunately, they managed to take the cap zone. Oh well, the risky part here is that if the Minotaur smokes, I don't know what to do anymore, because the Des Moines will be capping, or sorry, will be spotting, but I will be getting shot at by a Minotaur, so I need to pretty much sit nose on towards the Minotaur. So I basically try to use AP against any of them, because if I get a few massive hits on one of them, then that will take one of them out of the fight, and that would ease the pressure quite massively. If our Donskoy had turned in earlier, this would be a much easier fight. I'm gonna start slowing down because I can't risk going into that cap zone like this. Like, I can't get too close. Because right now the good thing is that they're both pretty much similar angles from me, so I don't really have to risk my ship too much. However, I really wish that the Donskoy were here, or that the Yugamo would give me smoke. But unfortunately she does not have smoke, so I guess I will have to be tanking here for a while. Now the Des Moines is basically doing a similar thing as I am. I need to damage on immediately, then again I'm a cruiser, so using damage control party easily is not much of an issue. The good thing is that the Minotaur was actually sailing further away, so she's getting to high-end ranges, which means that the Minotaur has trouble with actually hitting me, even if I move ever so slightly. However, I'm running out of HP. Unfortunately, the Great Escape earlier kinda ruined this one. I should go slightly closer at this point, I think, to try to enter the capstone to block them from points, because they have all 3 capstones in a moment. Actually, no, I think it'll be fine, because I think the Yugamo is gonna do it for me. Although I really don't like where the Yugamo is trying to enter the capstone from. He seems to be getting slightly too close to the Des Moines for my liking. I kinda wish he would just, like, sail towards me. Oh, and I'm actually unspotted. That's very nice. But I'm at 4,000 health, so that's pretty bad. I get set on fire, I have to Damek on immediately, and I'm gonna start sailing forwards because I wanted to dodge some of those shells and the Minotaur is getting closer anyway. Unfortunately, I'm very, very low health, so this fight, I don't think I can win this fight. It doesn't seem very, very likely for me to win this fight. And the Donskoy still is not as far as I am. Despite the fact that I went in reverse for a while, he really, really dropped the ball with hugging that border there. That would have been very, very helpful here. Luckily though, it's 5 ships against 4 right now, so we're actually ahead in ships, however, obviously down in points. If we can take out the Minotaur, then the next one shouldn't be as difficult, although I'm not actually sure if taking out the Minotaur early is better. She probably torped, and I don't have Hydro, which means I'm probably gonna die to the torps. But the other risk is anyway that the Des Moines would fire HE, right, so... Well, she isn't right now, which is good enough, but she could. I will keep AP loaded in case the Des Moines accidentally shows me oh, and she is showing broadside now. Excellent. Unfortunately, there are the torpedoes, and nope, I cannot, absolutely cannot survive this. Too bad. Although I think I would have died to the next Des Moines salvo anyway. Oh, and the Yugamo is visible now to the Des Moines because of radar probably. But my torps will miss. The Donskoy is back though, but for some reason she's still not sailing towards the cap zone. Does the Des Moines not, or Donskoy not understand that we kinda need the cap zone, right? Well, the Yugamo's torps look good, but I'm pretty sure the Yugamo is gonna die to the Des Moines. I mean, it's a Des Moines after all, right? Well, good trade, Yugamo. Good job. However, Donskoy still not in the cap zone. Okay, well, it's a 3 against 2. However, our Khabarovsk is at 275 health. Now, I don't know what our Khabarovsk is doing. For some reason, she's sailing towards the Ibuki, which doesn't make any sense. I tell Khabarovsk that he needs to not get spotted, and he's exactly on the edge of being spotted. And for some reason, he opens fire while sailing closer. Like, he saw the Ibuki from further away, but he still sailed closer and still opened fire. Like, this Khabarovsk is literally throwing his ship away for nothing at all. So yeah, we basically lost the Khabarovsk for no reason there. That guy should have just sat back because points would have been just as useful for us, right? But it is what it is. At least the Yamato is locking the B cap. Now, the worrying part is that they still have an Ibuki that's fairly healthy. And, you know, we have our Donskoy and the Yamato. Probably can't take out both of them at the same time. Although maybe if she gets hit on the Ibuki. Hard hit on the Ibuki. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, we'll see in a moment how much health the Amagi has. Come on, Aerroon, turn your camera. Ouch, that one hurt on the Yamato. That was like 10,000 damage. I tried to explain that the Khabarovsk could not have been spotted. Oh boy, the Yamagi has a lot of health. Now, here I think I make a bit of a mistake. You see, I tell the Yamato to ram the Yamagi. Mostly because I don't think the Yamato has any chance of actually being able to outfight the Yamagi. However, if you look at where the Yamato's guns are turned, yeah, that doesn't really help either. I kinda wish the Yamato had, in retrospect that is, not at the time, I kinda wish the Yamato had fought the Yamagi instead. However, I think it still wouldn't have worked out. My suggestion, in my opinion, is pretty decent that Yamato should ram the Yamagi. I mean, look, the Yamagi has 56,000 HP, right? And Yamato is only like 14,000. The problem, however, is that now they have 2 cap zones and we have 1, and our last ship is that Dmitry Donskoy, you know, the guy that sailed on the border. And I don't trust this guy to be able to do so. And since I already know what's gonna happen, pro tip, a big bunch of nothing, we lose the game because the Donskoy is unable to take out the Ibuki. And honestly, it's not necessarily his fault that he's unable to take out the Ibuki, at least not at that point of play. I think his main mistake was the border hugging earlier rather than, what he does at this point. I think at this point what he does is okay. Well, there's the Ibuki firing at the Donskoy, which is really bizarre to me because all the Ibuki has to do to try to win this match is run away. Because there's only 1 minute left and they are securely ahead in points. Like, the only chance of the Ibuki losing is if the Donskoy kills the Ibuki, but chance of that happening doesn't appear to be very good. I think the Donskoy just radared, otherwise I don't see why the Ibuki would have been spotted again. So the Ibuki was like, oh screw it, I'll just fire as well. Okay, that was a nice hit, however the Ibuki still has 10,000 health and she's gonna be behind an island in a moment. Unfortunately, it was not quite enough. And there's the game. Well, it was still a pretty good game for me, just kinda sad we lost. But a loss is a loss, which is sad. I got the high caliber. Good enough, 1738 XP. I do kinda think that our Donskoy could have done better, but I do compliment Ibuki. While I do think what Ibuki did at the end was kinda stupid, due to, pushing up for no reason, she still won the game and stayed alive rather than go YOLO against the Donskoy. Okay, detailed wow, did you guys notice that? 4 million potential damage. I mean, yes, I did 191,000 damage, I took 86,000 damage. That's all well and good, but I have 4 million potential damage. 4 million potential damage. I'm a cruiser. I'm a cruiser, not a battleship. I am a cruiser. 4 million potential damage. Wow. Just wow. Kinda feel like I did my part in the tanking thing, right? Right, guys? I did not slack off on that, right? I actually did get 8 citadels and 7 fires. And I even helped cap a base. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support. Captain Remius, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.